You can import your own list of prospects into FMYI at any time. You can contact us for a template spreadsheet that already has it set up, but basically what you want is a spreadsheet that has one single header and column for each piece of information, and then one row per prospect. You will not want multiple rows for prospects or additional lines of information per cell. You just want a very clean, straight across, straight down spreadsheet of information, a very basic format, and one that is used in all kinds of databases. So what you want, I'm just going to leave this here a little blank here, but what you want to do is you can put in 2 pieces of contact information per prospect. Sometimes there are 2 people. I'm using basic language here for AFLAC. You can put phone number, address, anything you want to go into the site. Note, if you are an associate, there will be a limit to what you can add to the site because of how your DSC sets it up, but usually a conversation with your DSC can clear that up. Also, too, there is the opportunity to add things to your sales funnel at the same time. So take a look at the site and see the language in the sales funnel. And if you put maybe ready to contact next to ready to contact, or maybe these people you need to follow up, you can also at the same time add things to your sales funnel so that you are not having to, first of all, not add a page for each prospect manually, but also they'll automatically be put into your pipeline. So I'm going to save this spreadsheet. It's all ready to go. A lot of people, sometimes it's very easy just to paste in your info. I'm going to go back to the site and go click on Tools on the left-hand side. If you're an associate and you do not see the option to import, contact your DSC. So you'll see an import history. Again, everything's completely private, so associates will only see their own history. DSCs will see everything. I'm going to click Import a Spreadsheet here and click Choose File to find my spreadsheet. It's going to default to prospects and groups in private so that everything you import will only be seen by you. This is the part that can be a little scary at first, but it's the map columns section. And all you're doing is taking your columns of information. So this is what it's in your header in your spreadsheet. And then you're placing it in the site. And that's what you choose on the drop-down bar where you want it. So when you see this no default mapping found, it's not an error. It's just bringing you to the attention that there is not a place on the site called prospect name, and it's wanting you to tell it where to put it. So prospect name, that's page name. You want that to be the page or the workspace name of everything on the site. So I'm going to click on this drop down bar and I'm going to go to the very, very top where it says page and name. Name part 2 is if you want, maybe you have a last name, first name, last name, you want it to be last name, comma, first name. That allows you to put in another piece of information that will also show up at the top of the workspace page. For example, with AFLAC, when you import your book of business, your group name, comma, group number is part 2. But we're not dealing with that. You want to choose name. You have to have something assigned to the name or the site won't know how to import everything. It needs to know what is the prospect name. Contact main payroll. So what we have here is the contact information. So since you can do 2 pieces of contact info, you can do 2 addresses, as many phone numbers as you want. You want to make sure that everything is grouped together. So like, let's say you have a main contact under, address 1 up here, but then their phone number you assign to address 2, it'll be separated. So you want to make sure that every piece of information is grouped together where it belongs. So payroll usually is a secondary contact name. So that's why this is down here under address 2. It's going to show up below the principal main contact. So I'm going to leave it there because I like that. But I want to make sure that the contact phone number, you want to make sure that it's assigned to the right person. So is this the principal? You want it to be under address here, or is it the second piece of contact information? So it's just a matter of matching it together and being aware of the fact that there are 2 things here saying address. So everything else looks like it's assigned except for the status, and that's just where you go down here and you go down to where the search labels are, and you can choose sales funnel. So again, everything on the spreadsheet has to be exactly how it's worded in the site when it comes to search labels so that it knows to match it up. So this is going to place these in my sales funnel. Going down here, the site did really well matching these up to where they need to go, and they're all under address 1, so it's going to show up at the top. And then you want to click Save Mapping so that if you ever import a spreadsheet like this again, you don't have to do this mapping process. It'll remember. The importer can also prevent duplicate pages. So if you want to leave it on page name, it'll compare the page names in your spreadsheet with what's in the site already. It only compares it with what you have entered, of course. You can just say allow duplicate pages because sometimes prospect names have the same name. So I'm just going to leave it at page name. I'm going to click continue. And it's telling me that there were duplicates found. There is already an else flower shop. And this is where you can say, oh, I didn't know I already put that. I can say, don't create the duplicates. Or I can say, oh, this is actually a different location. I want it to create the duplicate pages. Or you'll see the option to update the custom fields for duplicate pages. And usually that's something you'll only use if you're uploading your book of business. So I'm going to choose don't create duplicates. And then I want to make sure and choose prospect hot, because these are new prospects that I'm putting in the site. Below that, it's going to ask, make this person the owner of all the pages. If you are logged in, it will default to your name. So you can just leave it at that. And you'll know for sure that everything is only going to be accessible by you and your DSC. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. And it'll say, okay, there are 2 pages imported, and it'll even list them down there. So going back to the import section, you'll see how if you maybe imported something but you don't like the way it looked, you can go over here and click delete. If you don't see the delete option, that means your DSC has turned off the availability for you to delete things, so just contact them. But I'm going to go ahead and delete that just so you can see how it will be a permanent delete. Everything is completely deleted, so you'll never be able to recover the information. So that's how you import into the site. If you have any questions, you're welcome to contact FMYI and we'll help you through it.